I'm always fun to watch if nothing else. Manage participants. Let me mute everybody. Woohoo. All right. Well, thanks, guys, for joining tonight. This is kind of targeted toward newbies, but I think sometimes it's a good refresher to us because we kind of have been with Plexus for a little while, and we kind of lose how to, I think one of my new person is trying to chime in. I don't know if I can I answer her from here? I don't think I can. Nope, I don't. I'm sorry, Lisa. I can't add you from here. She shows in the picture, so I thought she was on. But anyways, we try to come up with ways that we can talk to people about Plexus, and we've done it for so long, we tend to forget some of the easiest things. And the one thing that I remembered that I learned right away was simply mix up a packet of the pink drink in front of somebody. Take it out of your purse and dump it into a water bottle and shake it up, and people go, what are you drinking? Particularly in a crowd. I did that at a gymnastics meet, and I actually did have 3 people say, what is that? And we started a conversation about it. So that is one thing that just doesn't even require any thought. Just mix it up in front of somebody and drink it. And the key too is simply post, hey, I'm trying this pink drink, this new thing. Who wants to do it with me? People are always curious. So it doesn't have to be something that's huge. You don't have to have great knowledge. The thing, do that at the hair salon, Jerry? Is that what you mean? Yep, doing it at the hair salon. What a perfect place. So, it's just amazing just what doing that with people will do. So keep that in mind. Throw some, if you don't have any sticks of Slim in your purse, throw one in there. If you've already had your stick of Slim for the day, that's okay. Have another one. You can have up to 2 a day without there being any issues. I'm actually having mine right now because I hadn't had it yet today because I can take it, I can drink it now and go right to bed. So that's good with me. The other thing that I suggest, particularly if you have a welcome pack, have your product cards with you, throw them in your purse. It has all the information you need to know. It's got conversation starters, the prices, how they come, how to take it. It's all there for you. So you don't need to be an expert in everything that's happening with Plexus and an expert on every product. So use your tools. Some of the back to basics stuff that I wanted to talk about tonight, and we all got the quick start guide, even if you had the older welcome pack. It's not different. It's the same. I think they reformatted the picture on the front, but it's the same quick start guide that we all got, once they were actually offering the welcome pack. And some of the biggest parts of that, I think, it talks about being a product of the product, but we like to say you don't actually have to have your product yet to share. If you've done a 3-day or 7-day trial and you have a stick of Slim left and you want to go ahead and post, you don't have to have your product. You can say, wow, I did a trial of this. I had so much energy and craving control that I've decided to move forward with it. So, here I am trying the pink drink, who's with me. So you be a product of the product, get to know your success kit. If you get it, just go through it, state your why. And your why doesn't have to be a diamond. Your why can be a little extra spending money so you can go out with your friends. Say if you're a stay-at-home mom and you don't feel like you have the extra cash at home. So know your why. If your why is to be a diamond, be proud, say, I plan to go all the way with this company. But, know your why, be prepared to state it. Some of the biggest things I think you need to do first is your list of 100 or your Frank's list. I still prefer the Frank's list to the list of 64. Jerry, what do you think? Unmute yourself and give me your opinion on what you think between the Franks and the 64.
I tried to do the list of 64 and then I just start writing people's names down. So I think I'm better with the Franks also, but I like 64, how it's, because kind of when you're doing the Franks list, you're thinking Sue, health, Daniel, business. So I'm kind of writing those things out anyway. Right. And, but I like the conciseness of the 64. It's just, I think both are the same thing. You have a different way to look at it.
When I think if I'd had the 64 first it would have been easier for me.
Maybe. Yeah,
But
maybe that's it too.
I'd already done my list of 100, so then trying to come up with these 64 to place them was harder. So if could we do the screen share, Jerry, on the Frank's list, and we'll show that first. The Frank's list was kind of our original tried and true method that we used to use when we first started. And this is just basically to get some names down on paper for prospects. And is this people that you may be interested in them for the business, or people that simply need the product? So when you're looking at Frank's, F stands for friends. These are people from church, school, sororities is a biggie. R is for relatives. My sisters were my first ambassadors. My 3 sisters are all still taking the product. 2 of them are wholesale ambassadors. Patty has just now decided 3.5 years later that she's going to start working the business. So, don't hesitate. Our family will help us for the most part when we need help. So use that. Acquaintances, again, like Jerry said, the hairdresser, open that packet of Slim. The people on the gymnastics team were acquaintances to me at first before I got to know them. But again, use that. Florists, caterers, anybody really, grocery store clerk. I talk to grocery store clerks all the time. Because I'll wear my Plexus shirt. Well, what's Plexus? Be prepared to say, here's what it is. Give your short little 30-second elevator speech. Your neighbors, babysitter, postman, newspaper delivery, people that live on your street. Of course, I live on the same street that Julie Adams lived on and that Bridget Early lives on. So my street's pretty well tapped out, but that's okay. We can do that, find other streets. Kid connections, parents of kids in your classes. Get involved with your PTA, your local PTA. It is a way to network and get with people. Talk to coaches. Different things that your kids are involved in. Scouts is another great place that you're going to meet other parents of, kid connections. Service organizations, the Legion, Red Cross, Relay for Life, all these different places that you can get involved in or that you might already be involved in. But those are all people that you can share with. And sometimes these are great events just to wear a Plexus t-shirt, because I do have people ask me all the time, what is Plexus, if I'm wearing a Plexus shirt. So when you look at the list, Jerry, can you kind of scroll down on the Frank's list? Go down. Like I said, this is a place where you just write in names. Then if you have somebody that you think this might be my rock star, these are people that might want to take this business and run with it, highlight them or put a star next to them. And these might be people that you want to ask your upline to help you with. Maybe start a 3-way chat with somebody that you think really needs the business. Of course, everybody needs the product. So kind of identify those people that you want to work with first, and then kind of reach out through the rest of your list. So that's kind of the way the Frank's list works. And then we'll kind of look at the list of 64 that Plexus came out with recently. And like Jerry said, it just kind of narrows it down into some more finite categories.
So the S in Frank's can also stand for social media.
Yep.
So, we make a lot of new friends, and I don't personally know these people, but I start interacting with them. And then those happen to be the people that are doing the 3-way trial or 3-day trials and asking for samples of Slim because I've interacted with them.
Yep.
Oh, all right. I'll move to the next one.
Yep, you're good. So the way that they've kind of laid the product out is kind of, you're in the center. Then you've got 20, 20, 20. 20 people that need the business, 20 that need the product, 20 people who would rock the business, and 4 people that you have influence over. So that's your best, people have influence over, that might be your best friend. It might be your sister. Somebody that is going to jump in and help you just because you say, I need you to help me. So, this is kind of, like I said, it's kind of like the Frank's list, but it puts it into categories so you know really what you want to talk to the folks about that are on your list. So, use one, use both, pick which one you like, or, use one and then narrow it down onto the other. It's great. And I just think it's really important that you get the names down on paper, because I think of people and then I forget about them 5 minutes later. So the more you can kind of have it down on paper and check off. And it's another good way too to say, have I followed up with this person? Maybe I made an original contact and haven't followed up with them in a while. And if they didn't tell you no, that means maybe, or it means not right now. So it's a good time to follow up with people. I've got one person in the 3-day trial that's starting Monday that I think I followed up with her 5 or 6 times now. And finally she said, yeah, I'm ready to try the 3-day trial. So, you know, it is true. But is it on the 8th contact, Jerry? Is that where the majority of people come through, between the 6th and 8th contact? So use your list of 100. Once you create it, don't get rid of it, because you need to go back to it and use it as a reference tool. So that is, you know, like I said, super important to do that. What other document did I send you, Jerry? All of a sudden I'm blanking. Oh, the stacks. Doing your daily stacks. And we've gone through a few variations with stacks and what we're doing. And we went from stacks to power hours. And then that kind of faded out. So what we see people going back to is stacks. Because a stack, if you do your daily stack, it can help you keep your time that you're working your business organized, because we all tend to start floating through Facebook, and then all of a sudden we're surfing, and then all of a sudden maybe we'll send a message, but maybe we won't. But if you're using your daily stacks on a daily basis, if you only have 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes to work your business, if you're using your stack sheet, then you're saying, I'm going to be reaching out to people and sending a personal message to this person. Or I'm going to be sending, did I wish people a happy birthday, sending them a personal message? Did I add some contacts today for my personal messages? So I think particularly when you're new, the stacks are super important. I actually keep mine in a notebook. I have every stack I've ever done, because again, it's a way for me to reference back who I've sent messages to. If you are working the business in an effort to rank up, I also, on my weekly stack sheet, I tend to use a weekly stack rather than a daily stack. I daily write what my points are through the month. And then I know where I am. And then the next month, if I think, gosh, where was I compared to last month? I can reference back to my stack sheet from last month and know where I am regarding, you know, the ranking up process. So I think that is really important as well. Here it comes. Here's the daily stack. And I think it has 5 days on it, because we always say, you know, take the weekend off, or if you need to work the weekend, take days off during the week. Don't make this a 7-day-a-week, 24-hour-a-day business. But, you know, it has a place to check off. I did my quiet time of prayer or positive affirmations. I've wished people happy birthday. I've reached out to an active ambassador on my team, or an inactive ambassador. I've followed up with a customer. And on those, who you've reached out to, write their name in. So you know you've had a track that I've talked to this person. Friend 3 new people on Facebook. And that can become a challenge. And this is where we talk to you about putting yourself in groups that have a personal interest to you, a mom's group, a homeschool group. I'm in a crazy knee replacement group. I'm also in a golden doodle group. Fun people. But in the adoption community, we've got special needs adoptions groups. So find an interest to you, and there is a group for it on Facebook, I can guarantee you. And once you start getting in that group, kind of post in the group, make yourself known, then you can start friending people in that group. So once you're doing that, sending them a friend request, they accept the friend request, they're seeing your post. Contact 5 new people. This is something that I was really confused about when we started. And when we say contact 5 new people, it's not about Plexus necessarily. It is initiating a conversation with somebody that maybe you've lost touch with. And you're not going to originally say, hi, I haven't talked to you in 20 years. Have you heard of Plexus? You're going to say, how are you doing? I love the pictures of your kids or your grandkids or whoever it is. So contact 5 new people. And that's just initiating a conversation. Because once you start chatting with people, they're going to see more of your posts. Follow up with 2 new prospects. This is a little harder when you're brand new. You may not have prospects, but this could be a place where you could just write down who your prospects are that you are going to reach out to. We talk about posting on Facebook 3 times a day. This has changed a little bit. Personal, business, motivational, interactive. You know, they're saying with the Facebook algorithms, you should do a video. We all know I'm not very good at that, so my latest trick is to hide behind the nonsensical Snapchat, make my mouth look this big videos. I find amusing. Sorry about that. Archie. Come here. You're not a guardian. So, but you know, when you want to post about Plexus, you don't want to puke Plexus on people. What you may just show, you may be talking about something else, but you're drinking a pink drink. Or you're just simply talking about your kids or your family or your husband or your family trip. Not everything has to be about Plexus. If it is about Plexus, make it personal. Don't just throw up a Plexus ad. Talk about how it's affected you, you know, in your life. So, you know, that you're making it interesting to people and it doesn't look too salesy. Because it can, all of a sudden people go, oh, all they want to do is sell me something. You know, that's what they're worried about. So, you know, we don't really want that to be what we're all about. People want to know what you're doing, what is happening with your family, and, you know, make it fun. If you are a person that's a funny person and you have, you know, a great sense of humor, make that show on your Facebook page and bring that into your business as well. It doesn't all have to be crazy seriousness. We've all, you know, don't know what I did with my stuffed poop emoji, but probably going to need to bring that out pretty soon. Oh, and here's another, there's the daily stack. Thanks, Jerry. A lot of people prefer the daily stack. There's more room to write on it, but it basically says the same thing. It's just in a forward thing, you know, and follow up with a customer, a three-way chat on Facebook, or three-way call. And that's the other thing we really like to get back to is if you bring on a new ambassador, engage them in a three-way call with your upline, just to introduce them to who your upline is so that they have another person to reach out to if you're not available. I need to do that. I've got 2 new ambassadors that I need to get engaged this week. So I'm glad we looked at that tonight because we go along and we don't do that anymore and then we forget. And so, you know, I need to do that. And I do think it's important. And for a while we went along, you know, doing a lot of that on the three-way chats. And I said, I think it does make a difference because it gives people, give people a personal connection to your team, because people would be willing to quit on Plexus, but they're not always necessarily willing to quit on their friend or somebody they have a relationship with. You know, Jerry Blackwell would have had it with me a long time ago if she didn't love me so much. But, and, you know, so I said, this is a relationship game. We want to be in business together. We've chose to be in business together. We contacted people that we wanted to work with. So we need to maintain that relationship building with them. So, like I said, I think those are some of the big keys. The key to when you've got a new ambassador, or if you are a new ambassador, is to get into your back office and look around. The training tab is super important. If you get in the training thing, there's a ton of documents in there. You're going to find the 64 contacts. You're going to find another price list, all kinds of things there. The other thing you're going to find there is Rank Up Roadmap. And Rank Up Roadmap, you should lead, new ambassadors should go directly there and start working through the road to silver, particularly if they want to build a business. What did I miss Linda say? Yay, Linda. See? And isn't it funny?
I started that comment back when you were talking about reaching out to people, and then we did the screen share and I didn't finish it, so I just now finished it. But
it's awesome.
I mean, you never know. I mean, that was the first time I'd ever contacted her, and I did just use a combination of the magic message and then just mentioned that if she was interested, we had a trial starting on Monday. She said yes.
Yeah, and that's why I said and don't rule anyone out. You know, I said I was famous for that of going, oh well, they're not gonna want to do this. They wouldn't want to do Plexus. That's like, oh, my boyfriend is here, Jerry. Turn him around. Can you turn him around? Hi, Jace. Here's our newest ambassador. Oh, look how cute. He's smiling. Says, oh, it's Aunt Barb. I can see her now. But Linda, you're exactly right. Don't rule anybody out. Jackie's had somebody hiding from her. I had someone literally avoid me. That was Jackie literally avoiding me. She's laughing now. I had somebody literally avoid me at a public event that a year later reached out to me. I remember you talked to me about that. Like, she saw Jackie and went the other way. So I said, no is not right now unless they tell you absolutely no and leave me alone and don't bother me with this again. Because there's something about Plexus that everybody needs. I've really been kind of really pushing the health and happiness aspect of it. I try not to mention weight loss. It's not a secret, particularly in our team, that I did not have great success with the new Slim and went back to the original Slim. So I'm honest with people. I say, it helps balance blood sugars, reduces cravings, gives you some extra energy, and a side effect for some is that you lose weight. It's not a miracle product. So, I'm selling it to them or talking to them about it more for the health aspect of it than I am weight loss. Some people don't want to lose weight, and I don't want to rule them out of not needing Slim because they don't need to lose any weight. It balances blood sugars, gives those tired mamas, Jerry, some extra energy to help you get through the day. So kind of watch what you're saying about the products and make sure you're talking about things other than Slim. We've got a full line of other products. And what most people, I did a sip and see on Friday night, and everybody that was there, including my nephew's wife, who's I've known for a year and a half, and in Plexus mostly didn't even know we had some of the vitamins and some of the other stuff we had. So they hear Plexus, they think Slim, and they think that's all we have. So, market your other products as well. And I think that's kind of all I have right now. Does anybody else have anything they want to chime in on, or any other suggestions? If a new person gets on and listens to the recording and think this is something I wish I knew when I first started.
Hey, Barb, this doesn't have anything to do with what you're talking about, but
yes,
I have 2 friends in the UK who have reached out to me recently, and I know I told you about that one, but the one keeps telling me she is really hoping that Plexus will expand and come to the UK. She said, I think this would be a huge market for them.
Yep.
Now, I don't know if anybody ever thinks of that,
I mean, and I know Plexus is working on getting into different markets, but every country has such stringent guidelines that it makes it so hard. I do it. I shouldn't do it. I probably shouldn't say on this call that I do it, but I have a customer in Switzerland who cannot live with their children not being on ProBio 5. And I order them and I ship them to her 6 bottles at a time, and she sends me the money.
Well, I asked this one lady who was really interested if she would want me to check into it and see. I think she's wanting to try the pink drink first, but she's also interested in some of the other ones. And I asked her if she wanted me to see how much it would cost, whether it would be prohibitive or not. And she said, oh, yes, please do. So
it's not, I mean, I can ship 6 bottles of ProBio 5 to Switzerland for $13.
Oh, that's not
I thought it would be way more expensive than that. It really isn't. And I write on the bottle, on the label, what it is, because I don't want to get into any issue with customs. Now, that's something you run into, is they may say, no, the customs people in that country may look at it and go, no, I don't want you putting that in here. I think we've probably done 4 or 5 transactions to Switzerland. I write it on the label and we've never had any problem. So, and if they're military or work for the government overseas, you can, the products will ship to an APO box.
So how does she pay you?
She did a thing. She does like an automatic bank transfer. She set it up through her bank that she just wires me the money.
Okay. Well, is their money the same as
She's figured out. They figured out through her bank what the conversion is. I told her the price, and that's what she sends me, and she adds the shipping. And usually I'll say I shipped it today, and 2 days later the money will be in my bank account.
Okay.
Yeah.
just wondered about that because I know, the currency is different in the UK, and I didn't know
Right.
how that would work. And
Yeah, I would just say to them, it's this in US dollars. And I said, I probably shouldn't be saying, yeah, I do this, but I do. Um, and I said, it's not a secret. I mean, I'm not hiding it from anybody. If Plexus asks me, I've got the records to show where I shipped it to another country. I didn't ask them to ship it to another country. But the person bought it from me. I ordered it. They bought it from me. And I send it over there. So I said, it is hard because even I didn't understand Canada for the longest time. I just assumed Canada had all the same products we have. They still don't have all the same products we have. But the products they do have, and this is what I found so interesting, are actually approved by Health Canada, which is huge because that would be the same as they were approved by the FDA here, who doesn't even look at supplements or approve them. But the products that are being marketed in Canada have been approved by their big overarching, regulator. So, that's kind of a big deal. And that's when I post about it, I'm saying to the people I know in Canada, these are approved by Health Canada. So we don't have a problem. And the same with Australia. Not all of our products are available there. But some are. So, I said we can just promote what we can promote. And I know, they're looking at other markets, but Canada and Australia have been slow. So I assume it's going to be slow going into any market they go into. But we can ask. I can ask Julie if she knows anything, that's working on any other countries. Cool.
Back to helping new people, something that I did because input is one of my strengths, but I spent some time every single day at least looking up an ingredient or looking through my back office for information, or I would watch a YouTube video. Even if it was 10 minutes or 5 minutes, I did something. So I was learning as I was sharing. Because when you first start, you don't know. So get in there and look at things and Google it, or, get on YouTube and look for plexus and fibromyalgia, or plexus and gout, whatever. So you can see if you have some point of reference, at least to show somebody some answers that other people have gone through that too. And to use other people's testimonies, since you don't have one yet. We've got a whole team of people that have testimonies. He's very noisy, sorry. But yeah, so just learn as much as you can.
Yep, that's great, Jerry. Thank you. And the new catalogs, every time they bring a new catalog out, I'm equally as impressed again with how much information they're putting in it, not only about the products, but the company itself. It's great to see what they put at the beginning from where it started in 2008 to where we are now. And a lot of the financial stuff is in there too, showing we've got a strong financial backing for the company. So all tools that you can use. Rachel, Jackie, you guys got anything?
Just don't be afraid to reach out and ask questions, especially like on this site. When you're new, I think sometimes I got a lot of my great information from just talking to you guys and asking questions when I had questions. Mm-hmm. And I think the forum of our team is a great way just to ask those questions and get those answers with pretty much immediate feedback. Somebody will answer you back on the page. Yeah. And if we don't, sometimes we see things on the bigger pages and it feels like it's redundant because we get the same message over and over. But don't be afraid to be on those pages and watch those pages and get the information there, and then ask the smaller questions on our smaller team page. Yeah. Because you can get some immediate feedback and really good support, and find out who you can talk to that can give you what you need there. That's awesome. Everybody helps everybody, and that's one of the things about Plexus I love the most, is we're all in it to help one another succeed.
I love that, and I really think that is true. It's a group of really powerful women wanting to lift each other up, which is something that I've always really appreciated and enjoyed.
Absolutely.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, thank you for being on tonight. I really appreciate it. I will get this, YouTubed up and posted to the page, and then I'll go ahead and post the documents again too, along with the video if anybody needs them. So I hope everybody has a great night, and I will talk to you all soon.
Bye.
Thank you for your leadership
Bye, Barb.
Love you guys.
too.